Hi, my name is Jon Bruyn. I'm one of the plant doctors here at Moana Nursery, and we're here to talk about winter watering. Now, most people feel that you don't need to water during winter, likely because they've come from a climate or they've experienced a wet winter in their lives. Here in Nevada, 4 inches of annual rainfall or precipitation is not sufficient to sustain these plants during our winter months. So it's best to keep an eye on the weather, perhaps calculate it out or subscribe to our newsletter, and we will tell you to water when the water minimums have been reached to where you need to consider to water. What that does is create a healthier plant. It feeds those drying roots that are under the ground, still active during those warm periods, and also nourishes the mycorrhiza and the beneficial microbes in the soil. And then the following spring, your plants will have a greater health, which will create a greater immunity to diseases and insect infestations, because their defense systems will be at full par. So when you see the water precipitation drop, say, to 80% in a 30-day cycle, and that would be a threshold to consider, and go out and water. One note is, I've owned my home since 1988, and I have watered at least once every single winter since then, including some devastating flood years. We've had dry periods before or after those periods. The plants do need water regardless of what 1 month or 1 day gave us on that period. So if we were going through a period of sustained cold, your ground is going to freeze, and it will do so in Nevada. But if we don't have that permafrost that we get in other climates, we get the hot and cold winter cycles and such. So during those thawed moments, when your ground is not frozen, it is a good idea to water. You do not want to water your yard when it's below, say, 40 degrees, because the water is going to freeze very quickly as the temperature drops as evening falls. And you want to think about, if you're going to turn on your irrigation system, are you capable of turning it off by 3 p.m. with sufficient time for it to drain? If you're not so, then you're best to use a hose and the various methods of a dribbling hose or an oscillating sprinkler or a rose head sprinkler in your yard. So once again, my name is Jon Bruyn, and thank you for tuning in to Moana Nursery.